This conference will now be recorded.
So yesterday we started discussing ERP definition. Okay, ERP definition. And then we discussed evolution of technology. So right from the paper's age. So earlier it used to be every business transaction, paper is the basis. That itself is a database, that itself is a tool for calculations, that itself is a report. And then we have a software applications. Okay, individual software applications have I mean these are being used still, of course. Okay, and then ERP, ERP technologies, ERP software. Now this ERP software again it is evaluated as a on-premise ERP and then cloud ERP. On-premise ERP and the cloud ERP. Okay. There are on-premise ERPs, there are cloud ERPs. Okay, we have guys. Now on-premise ERP, the difference is what? Cloud ERP. For example, uh, see there is a business person who is traveling a lot. Now for traveling purpose, he wants to buy a car. Now he invest, he pay for example 10 lakhs and then purchase the car. Okay, so he is a permanent owner of the car. So he has to keep the car at home. So he has to have a premises. Okay, and then the maintenance of the car, diesel or you know or diesel or petrol or servicing expenses, repair expenses, customizing expenses. So everything is paid by owner. Okay, anything happens to the car is at the owner's risk. Clear? And then he can go anywhere he wants. Okay, he can use that anytime he wants. So that is on-premise model, which means buying the hardware permanently, which is like a premises, buying a software license, okay, permanently, which is like a car. Okay, so and any customizations if you want to do the car, it is at your choice. I mean the customer's choice. Okay, all the maintenance expenses are paid by the customer, and then he can use the car anytime he wants and however he wants. Whatever happens, it is at the customer's risk. That is on-premise model. So that's how we used to have many applications. See, we have a hardware CPU at home, and we install Microsoft applications. Okay, so we are getting the license permanently, right? It's not like on a subscription basis. Hardware is mine, and then the software licenses are mine permanently. Then we use it on regular basis. We don't need to pay anything on monthly basis, right? Okay, so that is on-premise model. Cloud model. So same business person, he does not want to invest 10 lakhs on the purchase of the car. So instead, he can utilize the cabs, right? Okay, he can book the cab whenever he wants. So the car maintenance, customizing, or car repair expenses, fuel expenses, any other maintenance service expenses is not at all this business person's job or responsibility. Clear? He just use it as a service and pay it for the service. He does not require a premises to keep it. Okay, he does not maintain the car. Okay, that car any customizations or any expense or repairs, he does not maintain them. Okay, we just use the cab for example, and then we pay for the cab service, right? Okay, that is a cloud model. That means we don't have a server with us. The server you will be accessing the server, connecting to the server remotely from your client system, from your laptop. So server is rented, software is rented, any application is rented, and you pay as long as you use it. You are not paying a 10 lakhs rupees to purchase anything, okay, permanently. But you can use all hardwares and the software applications and completely designed applications online. Okay, so I don't need to have any servers at my company. Okay, and I don't need to take care of the security at all. I don't need to have a maintenance people like a system hardware and networking administrator at my company. Okay, I will directly get the user ID and password login, and then I use it for my business transactions. Okay, so the cloud is not something new to us, it is already there. Okay, for the last 30-40 years it is already there. Clear? So tell me, what is the application example? We have been already using the cloud. We are using the cloud database in the cloud servers.
Success factor.
Cloud computing.
Even before that word cloud computing, we have cloud services. Anyone know? Hmm? See your Gmail, simple example. Your Gmail, the files that you are loading in your Gmail, okay, are stored where? Is it in your system or is it in a Google data center in USA? Hmm? Suppose I go to Gmail and I upload my file into the mail, or I upload my some document into the G drive. Where is it stored? Is it stored in your system or is it stored in Google data center?
Google data center.
Google
Google
data.
Space. Google Data.
So that means directly it won't go to the database. It passes through the application server first and then go to the database. Even application server you are not maintaining. You are not maintaining application server. Yours is only the presentation layer. Okay. But to access all the Google services, you have to have an account created in it. So you go to the browser and then you give a URL. It will ask you user ID and password. You give it. That means you connected to Google data center directly. So, but Google is not charging you. If the Google is charging on monthly basis, okay, subscription. So that's what is cloud ERP now. Google is for your personal purpose. We will be using a similar application. We get a URL and the company gets a user ID and password. Okay, and that he logs in into that portal. In that portal, he can upload all his company employees' data. That data will be stored in cloud vendors database. Okay, clear? So that's how it is. So if you compare Google, Gmail, similar to the Gmail, the companies use one portal, ERP portal, and then company get a user ID and password. The moment we log in into that portal, then all company, I mean HR practices can be executed in that portal. The data can be stored in the portal, data can be retrieved from the portal. Okay, all his employees data, payroll data, time administration data, everything can be uploaded in the portal. I don't need to have any server, high capacity servers or a RAM, okay, in my company. All that I need is, okay, to access this data, you need to have one laptop with the internet connection. Okay, So then you get a URL, you give a URL and user ID and password, then it is connected to the ERP server. So on-premise server is what? In my company, I established high capacity server, and then I purchased a complete permanent license of SAP software, and then I install it. I don't need to connect it to any internet or URLs to access SAP here. Okay, simply within the company premises, my LAN will work. Okay, clear. So Gmail and Yahoo, these are like a cloud only. So the same concept we are bringing into the company, I mean, the organization's activities. Okay, so the company can access ERP, any customer can access ERP using URL and ID and password. So the customer does not have to buy a license of a hardware, buy hardware completely, buy a license of a software permanently. It does not need to do so. So it is purely operational expense. On premise is a capital investment. One time you invest in the beginning more, in implementation more. So then afterwards it's only maintenance expenses. But subscription, cloud is subscription basis. You don't invest a lot in the beginning, but it's operational. The more you use, the more you need to pay. Okay, that is a cloud application. So going into the cloud, okay, we can rent only the hardware in the cloud, but software can be yours. You can rent a hardware plus software, okay, but the developer to design that up software, developers are yours. Or you can rent a fully designed application where they takes care of a hardware, they takes care of a software, and they are giving you the fully designed application. Okay, it is like you have a software but you don't have a hardware, so you can buy a online hardware services, like they allocate a hard disk and RAM for your for yourself. Okay, see, I'm launching a portal website. Okay, I have to buy some space and then RAM also from nowadays AWS and Azure. You heard about it, right? AWS cloud hosting. Okay, Azure cloud hostings. So from AWS I've taken some space. Okay, let's say the 10 GB space and then 2 GB RAM for my portal. So if number of persons viewing my portal are increased, then I have to increase my RAM capacity. Then I will have to pay extra amount to AWS. They allocate a more RAM and more space. So that hardware is not with me. I'm accessing that using a URL. So this is called infrastructure. Okay, IaaS and infrastructure as a service. Now you want to take a hardware as well as the like a raw software. Okay, so that is called platform as a service, PaaS, and the developers are with you. Platform as a service. So these are the different cloud type approaches. Okay, however you want, you can. Now the hardware and software and fully designed application. So fully designed application means your mobile applications. Are you designing anything? Suppose you installed an Axis Bank app in your mobile. Are you designing it? Or are you just using it like an
Just
user?
using.
So that means it in the back end, it is using some hardware, it is using some platform like a .NET or a Java, and then it is completely developed by developers. Okay, completely developed. Then you are using it as it is given by the Axis Bank. So that is called software as a service, a completely designed application. You don't need to have a developer here. So they will take care of hardware, software, and application. That is called software as a service. So all cloud ERPs are software as a service models. Okay. So they design it completely according to the business needs of the companies in various industries, and they give this as a package. So the URL that you are getting, okay, the moment you log in into the URL, you will be able to see completely designed applications, employee master data applications, employee time and leave, time data applications, employee performance applications, training and development applications, everything in one place. Clear? That is software as a service. So your Gmail is like a software as a service. You are not customizing anything. You are just using it as it is given by Google. Okay. Mostly, I mean, what you can do in that Gmail is maybe changing a font, changing a background. Okay. The theme of the Gmail screen. These things you can do by yourself. Okay. But not the core functionality of a Gmail. You are using it as it is given. So this is a software as a service when you compare it. So but you are using one application like that, a fully designed application for your day-to-day business activities. That is a cloud ERP system. Okay. The advantages and disadvantages, both have advantages and both have disadvantages. Cloud application on premise, the data is completely with us in our own database. It is our responsibility to secure our data with a firewall so that nobody can access it. Yeah. So this is one advantage. Second advantage, you the extent that you can customize this application is at your choice. Okay, nobody will restrict it because it's your system, your software, your developer, and you can go any extent in the customizations. Okay, and these are the advantages. Disadvantages in on-premise model is it's a huge capital investment in the beginning itself. Okay, and buying a license, and then you are responsible for hardware maintenance, you are responsible for software maintenance, you are responsible for people maintenance. You need to have a developer, system admins, all this. Okay, you need to take care. So you need to invest some time, okay, on these guys also. Clear? Now in the cloud ERP, the advantage is operational cost. It's not a capital investment. Okay, operational cost. And then here you will be working on every time you will be working on the latest version of the package. Okay, that means the cloud vendor, they apply the new version automatically. You will see that new version accessible to you. Okay, and then another advantage here is when you compare with the on-premise models, the implementation time that it takes is lesser. Okay, in on-premise and cloud models, in on-premise model implementation time bit more, but cloud model implementation time is lesser. Okay, and you do not have to maintain system administrators, hardware and networking people, because no hardware is with you. You do not have to maintain any developers here because you are not the one who is taking care of the software. Okay, all that you need is consultants, functional consult. We'll discuss about that roles. Okay, what are the functional consultants and everything. So this is a cloud model. The disadvantage is in the cloud model, companies like a Tata, okay, companies like a Microsoft, they have their own cloud model applications. Of course, Tata, Reliance, these companies cannot keep their data in the cloud vendor who is sitting in some other country. Okay, the data may be accessed, data threat, because the database is not with us, right? So imagine this entire Tata company go for a cloud implementation for the finance. Now the entire financial transactions of Tata is stored in the cloud database, and that is maintained by the cloud vendor. So is there a guarantee that they're not accessing the data? Of course, they say we have a strict policies and we have high security, nobody else can access, but still the data can be accessed. So it is a very sensitive data. In that data, the Tata company's balance sheets, okay, their vendor information, their financial transaction information, everything is stored. It is a very sensitive data. So wherever there is a sensitive data, the companies do not like to go for a cloud, okay, like a payroll or a finance, this kind of things. But there is an unsensitive data like a recruitment, learning and development, this kind of things can be implemented in the cloud. Okay, so in case of on-premise model, it is our database, it is our responsibility to protect the data with the firewalls or security tools. Yeah, so these are the differences between on-premise model and the cloud applications.
So, sir, usually like these Tata and Reliance companies, they go with the premise on-premise, right? Like to take care
I
the
just give an
functionalities.
example, it's up to them,
Yeah, yeah.
it's up
Okay,
to
okay,
their
up to them.
decision.
Okay, okay. That depends on their call. Okay.
Yes, somewhere I explained the advantages and disadvantages here. Yep. See, I explained what is IAS, what is a PAS.
Sir, this
Okay.
document you have shared in WhatsApp, sir, group. So we couldn't find the images which has been posted, pasted in that sheet. I think we could you
I'll
please
share
send the
it again
revised one?
today then.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Okay, okay.
So whatever I explained here, the green color are the one that are maintained in the cloud applications. Okay, IAS we are going for only infrastructure. This one should be green. So the green one managed by the cloud vendors. So go through it. Okay, what is IAS model, PAS model? Just a general information. It is nothing. It has nothing to do with the HR now. It's a very common information on the technology front. Okay. So then I explained some advantages of cloud ERP, disadvantages of cloud ERP, and advantages of on-premise and the. So just go through it. Okay. Okay. I'll share it as soon as the session is completed. Next, roles is the one I'm going to discuss now. That also I maintained here. Okay. I'm explaining now. Generally, in a software development, any software development, we have software applications. Mainly, we have a developer. Okay, and we will have a end users. or business owners or users or client. Okay, and then we have a admins. Admin means who takes care of what? Hardware and network related. So any company that is using a software technologies or systems, definitely there will be a one person at least who work on hardware and installations part, security, LAN, network, okay, network related, everything. He is not software professionals. I mean, he is the hardware consult, hardware uh, admin. We call them as a admin or IT
IT
support team in the companies.
IT admin.
Okay, IT admins. But developer is someone who is expert in the specific technology. Suppose I'm buying the license of a .NET. Okay, then I want to build an application using this .NET. Clear? Then this company hires a .NET developer. So he is good in designing .NET. He designing application using a .NET platform. But he needs a system access and everything, right? The IT admin will take care of it. But he needs a um, requirements, business requirements, how they want this application to be, and what screens they want, what reports they want, what type of forms they want. Okay, how they want to perform these calculations and everything. Who will explain them? Who will explain these requirements to the developers?
Customers.
Users.
End
Project.
users, the business
Users.
owners. Okay, they are the one who knows in and out of their policies. Okay, they are the ones who is going to use this application, so they know how they need it. So they are the one who explain the requirements. So developer will document it, and then based on the requirements he will start designing it. You remember yesterday example comparing tailors. Now there will be a separate testing team, may not be a separate testing team, it's up to them. The users themselves test the system, or there may be separately a testing team. Okay, separately a testing team who takes care of this testing. The users may not be able to spend their time in this testing, so they prepare the test cases and then give it to the testers, or the users direct the testers to prepare the test cases based on the business requirements. And then the testers, this testing team will do all the testing, and then they update this testing results to the customers. Okay, so this is normally the case in case of a software. So you want to have a shirt, you buy the raw cloth and you go to the tailor and give the measurements, tailor will stitch it. So developer is a tailor here, software is the raw cloth. Now in case of ERP, you are going to, it's like you are going to a ready-made store. Okay, and there you don't interact with any tailor there, but you'll interact with whom? Once you go to the ready-made store,
Salesman.
you go to the store and you pick the things on your own, or you take the shopkeeper help there. So
If
there'll be a
required, we
shopkeeper,
can
right?
forward. Yeah.
So you tell your requirements to him. I want this type of shirt and this color, this size, this brand. And the shopkeeper will collect your requirements. Then he goes to the store and search, okay, and search for the product, and then they bring that product to the customer and give it to the customer. If something is not available, and he will tell it to the customer saying that this product, the exact product is not available, but we have a better ones and we have alternatives. If you want to look at it, look at it. So that's how he will tell it. And he is someone who should know how to take the requirements from the customer, and he is someone who should know, okay, about in and out of the things in the store. Okay, so where is each and everything is located, how to use that, how to explain the features of that shirt to customer. Clear? So that's what the shopkeeper job. So that is what the functional consultants are. Functional consultants. Okay, so learning SAP HCM or SAP FICO, SAP Material Management, SAP Sales and Distribution, like this. Okay, CRM, plant maintenance, production planning, you name any business function. We have a courses for it separately. If anyone who learns these courses are considered as a who?
Functional consultants.
Functional consultant. So what is their job?
Configuration, implementation.
What is their job? Functional consultant job. Compare
Take the
your job with
requirements.
a shopkeeper. What is
Take the
that you need to
requirements.
do here? We should know how to take the requirements from the customer. That is the first responsibility. The
Yeah.
second responsibility, SAP ERP is a package of ready-made applications. So what is there in the store, what is not there in the store, we should know. Okay. So which things are there, which things are not there in the store. Second thing, how each thing will work, the features of each and everything in the store. You should learn. So there are applications given by SAP. You are not the one who is developing them. There are already given. You should
Already
know how
developed.
to use them, how to get the output of that application. Okay, and what else that application can do. Okay, to run this application, what are the things that you need to configure in the back end? So that is what your job as a functional consultant, exactly like a shopkeeper. You are not the one who is building that shirts. You are not the one who is building that shirt. Okay, so you need to learn how the features of that shirt. Clear? So that's what, again, if some requirements are there, okay, for which we do not have that similar the exact product in the store, we should be able to tell the customer confidently. After thoroughly checking, we should be able to tell this thing to the customer, we do not have an exact product, we have alternatives. Okay, so it's only when you have a proper knowledge on the store, you will be able to confidently tell. If not, you are confused whether it is there or not, so then you will start go to the store and then start checking it. That's not a functional consultant task. It is very important you learn all possible applications given by SAP. Okay, it's not possible to learn each and everything, but you should know at least how to explore quickly. Okay, so if something is not there in this system, it is not our responsibility. We will tell that this is there, this is not there, and for this, I mean, something that we do not have a standard solution, we have alternatives, and these are the alternatives. You can check and then let us know. That's what we say. Okay, so again, suppose he is going for a jeans again, which is longer than his size, we still need a developers. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Even if it is a completely designed application, we still need a developers.
Yes.
Okay, so all other roles will be there as it is, but we don't call it as a developer here. We call them as a generally technical consultants.
Technical consultants.
So they use the software programming to design the application to enhance the applications. So anyone who learns SAP ABAP are programmers. They are the technical consultants. SAP ABAP course or HANA ABAP. Recently, HANA ABAP. So anyone who is interested in the programming side, they choose to be technical consultants. To become, okay, I'll explain that point later. Now this is clear. So ABAP is a programming language like a C or a .NET or a Java, okay, or a Python. ABAP is a programming language on which these applications of all these modules are built. So if these applications have to be custom applications have to be created or altered, it is done by ABAP
Others.
developers. Okay, so we're not going to write any code. The shopkeeper does not make any changes to that shirt. Okay, we are not going to write any code there. He is not the one who builds application. So we need to make that application work according to the customer requirements. So there are some changes you can do, configuration changes. Okay, the options that you can activate, options that you can deactivate. Okay, you can choose the type of or type of process or a formula the customer needs in the backend. Okay, these things you can do, but you don't build an application. But developers build the applications. Okay, now again we need a hardware and networking guy. Anyone who learns SAP basis or SAP HANA admins, these are hardware and networking. Anyone who is interested in a hardware and networking side, okay, they choose SAP basis. They choose SAP basis. So it's purely the system hardware and networking maintenance, installations, operating system maintenance, database upgrades, okay, network and security, user administration, creation of user ID and passwords, etc. Okay, end users, the HR executives in the company, if it is a HR, if it is a finance, the accounting administrators in the company who runs the business transactions, accounting transactions. So they are the end users, like a payroll admin, time administrators who access the system and maintains the data of employees. These are the end users. Their responsibility, they are the customers for us. They are the point of contact for us, or we are the point of contact for the end users. Okay, end users are the ones who explain us the business requirements, how they need the system, and end users are the ones responsible for testing and approving the solution that we build. Okay, so the end users team will be there, and testing team is optional, may or may not exist in all the implementations. Suppose companies, bigger companies, they don't want their users to spend on testing, so separately they hire a testing team. Okay, so these are the roles in ERP. The functional consultant role is something that is new in ERP technology. The moment ERP technology came into the industry, okay, then the functional consulting task has been introduced. So the functional consultant job is what? In the given list of applications, okay, you map the applications the given from the given list to the customer needs, and you train the customer how to use it, how to maintain the data into that application, and then how to run that application, how to produce the output from that application. We train, okay, we train the end users. We are responsible and we are the point of contact to the end users. End users do not interact with the developer directly. Okay, we are the first point of contact to the end users to get their things done. So what you learn in the training program is SAP given standard applications. I'm going to explain you each and every application, how it works, what are the things that you need to configure in the backend, okay, and then how to use that application. Everything. See, SAP gives us 10,000 applications, for example, or 1,000 applications. In this training, I might explain you 800 applications, okay, and if you learn only 400 applications, when you go to the implementation in real time, when the customer explains the requirement, and you will think within that 400, okay, but the rest of 600, the better application may be missing. Okay, you cannot think beyond that 400 applications, right? But there are multiple applications you can use for one requirement. Okay, so the better ones you might miss. So the more applications you know, you learn, The more quality solution you can give to the customer, the more better solution you can give to the customer, more options you will have. Okay, if you learn less number of applications, you are giving a less quality solution to the customer. Okay, so it is not possible for the trainer to explain you all 1000 applications. The trainers can explain you 700 to 800 applications, or you need to consider that as a base to explore the things on your own. By the time we complete this course, it's not just the topics that you learn. Okay, it is the basis or the platform you can use to explore new things on your own. Okay, when I learned SAP HCM, I learned only standard payroll, that is, there are topics related to USA. But when it comes to the real time, I have worked on other than USA. Okay, I have worked on Asia Pacific countries more than USA. So every time I'm assigned with a new country, so I know where to explore and how to explore, and I approach that sources, data information sources, and read the documents, and then approach that country experts and get the information on that country, and then explore and implement. Okay, it takes 1 year is not enough to explain you the complete requirements in any module, complete applications guys, in any module. Okay, so remember this point. Anything that I explain, if I explain 100 applications, you must learn 100 applications minimum. Okay, you can learn one or two, one or three by the time we can complete this course. There are few things you can explore on your own. Okay, you have very good documentation given by SAP, you have a service portals, I mean there are forums where the information is shared, so you can explore many things. Okay, so learn whatever I teach in the training session completely regularly. Okay, this knowledge will be equal to 10 years of experience minimum. So putting a 3 years resume or 4 years resume is not at all a big task. Clearing an interview is nothing if you practice in this session, my trainings. Clearing interview is not our target, but implementing the project successfully is our target. Clearing interview is just a byproduct. It will come automatically. You don't need to think about it. Okay. So with this knowledge, can we clear an interview? That is very. I mean, to clear the interview, 45 days sessions are over. 45 days, 45 to 50 sessions are over. We don't need to learn in-depth subject. That is not our target. So successful implementation is our target. Okay, in real time, when you get the task, how do you do it? That is important. Clearing interview, everyone will clear the interview 100% sure if you practice at least 80 to 90% what I say. Clearing interview is not at all a big deal. So I will start explaining each and every standard application in SAP HCM that I have worked on in my past 14-15 years of experience. Okay, is that clear? Now again, when you're
Yes, sir.
practicing it, it's very important thing, you need to follow these three things. Okay, so once I explain one scenario, okay, three things you must do. First, you need to listen to this scenario carefully, whatever I explain, and understand it. Second thing, experience it in the system, means practice it. You experience this scenario on your own by configuring the same thing in the system. Okay, so you will see the errors and you will encounter the errors and you will solve them, try to solve them, and you will approach SAP forums and library or Google for the solution. So you try resolve that, to resolve that issue. So more errors, more learning in SAP, any technology, more errors, more learning, less errors, less learning. Okay, the more errors and more fixes you do, it will make you stronger in SAP. So you need to practice it, that is the second stage. And third stage, you need to present it. If someone asks you that scenario, you should be able to explain it to them. in proper way. So it's only when you complete these three things, that means you learn that scenario, you can call you learned, and then add that in the resume. Otherwise, you cannot. If you just listen to the session, if you think you understood it, you are gone. Second day, you don't remember that scenario. Okay? But if you listen to this and understand it and you practice it properly, it will stay in the memory permanently. And more errors, more longer time you will keep that. I mean, this will be stored in your memory. More errors, more longer time. If you don't get any error in the first attempt itself, if it is successful, no, it is very difficult to, I mean, it won't stay in the memory a longer time. But if you get the error and if you fix it, that will stay in the memory for the longer time. Okay, so that means you understood the topic and you practiced it. That is not enough to clear the interview. You need to complete the third point. How do you present it? If someone asks you about that scenario, how do you present it? So the presentation is the last thing that you need to do. Okay, you prepare a documentation. If someone asks you this question, how do I answer it? How to answer it? Prepare a documentation or explain it to somebody else. So it's only when you complete these three things you can say you learned the topic and then add that in the resume. Otherwise, one thing completion or two thing completions are not enough. Two stages. You must complete the three stages of learning and then add that in the resume. Then only you'll be able to clear the interview. Simply completing a second thing and you think you are able to answer it, no, it is not possible. You may not get words properly. Okay, you know how this thing will work, clear, but to present it you should use proper technical words. So mostly I will be giving you the definition and the documentations, okay, in this notepad. So you can answer it in the same way. It shouldn't be like a fill in the blanks, right? It should be a descriptive answer. We are not studying, I mean, it's not like a regular education. We are not getting any certificate here. You are going to implement this software to the companies, very bigger companies, which have a hundreds of crores of business. You shouldn't do any mistake. Clear? You should be perfect in explaining the things and configuring the things. So explain it in a descriptive way. In this business scenario, this kind of applications are used. Okay, so it's only when you complete these 3 points, three stages of every scenario, then you add in the resume. Otherwise, you don't add that point in the resume. If something is there in the resume and you are unable to answer it, you are gone case. Okay, so understand the roles clearly. Okay, I will explain these roles again broadly in the implementation project. So I have explained I have explained the points here. These points we are going to discuss one by one, and these points we are going to technical consultant roles and the system admin roles. If you have any questions, we can discuss. Okay, go through this document. I'll share this document once again. Clear, and then we need to discuss about the submodules. After completion of these roles and the implementation methodology here, then we get into the next HR modules. There is implementation. This methodology I'm going to explain now. So all this information videos are already there with you. In that 14 videos I sent to you, the information is clearly explained. Okay, make use of that videos. Why don't you don't need to wait for me? You can listen to, if you have a time, listen to two videos or three videos a day. So it will be second time when I explain in this live sessions. You will understand it properly. Okay. Any questions?
Sir, actually, I haven't received any document or video.
You are not in group 55 group.
Uh, No, sir.
Hmm? You
No,
message
sir.
me. You message me on this number.
Yes, sir, I'm doing it now.
Okay. H1 Monday, guys. Use the same link on Monday. So
Okay.
there is a another group is a real-time group. This is just an inquiries group that you guys are in. There is another group, batch 55. Group name is batch 55. This is the real group. Whoever confirms your continuation to this session will be added into this group from Tuesday onwards. Okay, you guys need to give me confirmation to join in this group. I will add you in this group. So the group
Sir,
that you are
after
in is inquiries. This is how it is. The group name, I think.
yes, yes. Sir, once we confirm, so the training classes timing would be same like this, or will be,
It
I
is.
mean,
This is the
changing
same training. This is the same time.
same
It will
time for
continue.
this batch.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Mostly Saturday also will be there. Unless I
Sunday.
travel, so Saturdays will be there. Sunday will be off.
Okay.
Any
Y-
religious
Sir,
holidays will be off. Yes.
I have a question here.
Sir,
In the videos, is there any sequence one by one we need to follow? Or
Sequence is there, no? Introduction 1, introduction 2, introduction 3.
I think I didn't check that one, sir. I need to check that one. Okay.
Yes, yes,
So
you have
I
mentioned, sir.
okay.
sir, in ESS, MSS also be covered, sir.
No, that is not used. That is outdated.
Okay.
ESS MSS is outdated. Very rarely will be using ESS MSS. Very rarely. You don't need to think about that. It's easier module. Okay. First, focus on the payroll. Target is payroll.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Nowadays, like I also get interviews on many interviews related to payroll only.
Payroll only is the openings are there, and payroll only is in a demand, and payroll is the one which will give you high salary and safe career.
Yes, sir.
sir,
Here
when you
one
will start the session, sir, like active session, like after confirmation?
See, there are freshers in this group. I need to explain each and everything right from the scratch.
Okay,
So there will
okay.
be 10 to 12 sessions will be introduction part. If you have already learned SAP somewhere and if you are already working on OM, already working on it, and you tell me to, I mean, you can ask me to add in the group 7 a.m. batch. We are going to start payroll in that batch. If you would like
Okay,
to join
so
in that batch, let me know.
after this introductory sessions, the timing would be changed, sir.
Then we
You will
will
be changing
start.
the time.
Why? I made it clear, right? The timing will be same.
The same, okay, same for this batch. Okay, thank you, sir. Got it, got it. Okay, let me continue this session. Yeah,
See,
yeah.
the
Okay.
morning, if you have already knowledge on OM and PA, OM first module and the second module, and if you want to continue in payroll, then you can join in the 7 a.m. batch. That's what I'm saying.
No, sir, no. Let me continue this. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not into that. Yeah.
here I would like to know here we can know only US payroll or APAC payroll also.
See, one country, I will give you the one country you will learn in live sessions, be it India or USA. Second country, you will get a recording videos. So
Okay.
you will be learning both the countries parallelly.
I think US will be
India and
mandatory.
USA, nothing
US.
else.
Okay. Uh, because I don't have experience in SAP, but I do have experience in other ERP, the India payrolls. So just want to check with you. Is any other countries I can learn other than US?
So India and USA, because most of the Indian implementations are India and USA in India, and
Hmm.
also nowadays UK and Canada implementations also happening from India. So that Canada and UK also, there are good number of openings, but mostly India payroll first and then US payroll implementations next. So we cannot cover all the countries payroll. It's very difficult to cover one
No, no.
country payroll itself. It's
I
very
think
difficult thing. So
Yes, sir.
that's why.
y-
So
yeah,
you
I
can
think
learn
the
one
APAC.
country from.
So APAC means it will cover India and I don't know Singapore, but US is it's mandatory. It's a huge. And for Europe, it's if you cover some more
No,
on UK payroll.
no, that is not possible. See, I told you to cover this two country itself, I have to give one country recorded
Yeah.
sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no one teaches two country payrolls in any SAP HCM training, and no
Just
one
I'm
teaches
asking
more
this.
than 2 months, and we cover 4 months of payroll training. Okay, that
Yeah,
itself is this course will go for 5 to 6 months, and if I have to explain all the things in 8 months, it will take, and people will not be able to digest and they drop it in the middle.
I understand. Just I'm asking. I mean, curiosity.
Anyone else?